everyone, this is Maki. The second part of the movie Hathaway's Flash has been released, and things are really heating up. New gunpowder have been announced through official media outlets, and a lot of new information has been revealed. Additionally, stage greetings with voice actors and staff were held at theaters. This time, let's take a closer look at the comments of Mr. Kisuke Kasai, who oversaw the production. Mr. Kasai is also handling production work on G-Coax. We might find hints about the future of the story. Please be careful. Today, I will be discussing major spoilers from the movie. I will discuss important mobile suit details. If you want to enjoy the story without knowing anything beforehand, it would be better to skip today's program. If you like, please consider supporting my channel by joining the 99 cents monthly membership. As a thank you, you will receive a name badge and comment stamps. Now, let's begin the analysis. Mr. Kasai made a brief comment that was extremely intriguing. In the second part, information related to the third part of the movie has been intentionally concealed. Please try watching it multiple times. The newly released second part is said to contain elements important to the story of the third part. I would like to analyze the elements that appeared in the second part. The key presence to focus on is the mass production type New Gundam. This mobile suit was piloted by Lei Name during the climax of the story. It was given additional large equipment and confronted the She-Gundam as allies. I predict that the mass production type New Gundam will play a pivotal role. One reason is its Psychoframe. This component was installed in the original New Gundam and Sorcery. It is also known for saving Earth by displaying mysterious power at the story's climax. In fact, the mass production type New Gundam is also equipped with a Psychoframe. This information is described in official setting materials, such as Mobile Suit Variation 2nd Generation. What kind of fate did the mass production type New Gundam meet at the end of the story? Defeated by Hathaway and the She-Gundam, its cockpit was struck by a beam saber attack. However, the attack stopped partway through when Kiki called out to Hathaway. Thus, the mass production type New Gundam finished its role without being completely destroyed. Does this development remind you of anything? Of course, some people may not have thought of anything. What came to my mind was Beltorchika Children. It's the novel version of Circe's counterattack. Compared to the animated version, the novel is less well known. So it's not strange if some people are unfamiliar with it. The author is Mr. Yoshiyuki Tomino, of course. The novel Hathaway's Flash is a continuation of the story of Beltorchika Children. The film Hathaway's Flash is a sequel to Circe's counterattack. A scene was added in the second part, in which Quest dies while protecting Hathaway. In Beltorchika Children, Quest dies after being shot by Hathaway's beam rifle. The relationship between the two versions is rather complex, but this is how they are connected. However, the movie version also respects many elements from the novel. The newly introduced Mecha M01 type has the same design as the Mecha in the novel. While creating its own unique elements, the film also pays homage to the original novel. So, how are Beltorchika Children and the mass production type New Gundam connected? This is where the Psychoframe I mentioned earlier comes into play. In Circe's counterattack, Circe's novel gives Admiral Ray a Psychoframe. Circe believes that winning a battle is meaningless unless it is fought under equal conditions. With the Psychoframe installed, the new Gundam becomes an even higher performance mobile suit. However, the movie and novel versions of Circe's counterattack differ in how the Psychoframe is provided. In the movie, Anaheim Electronics supplies the Psychoframe. This technology makes it seem as though it leads from a department that develops mobile suits for the Neo Zeon forces. However, in Beltorchika Children the novel, the Psychoframe is provided directly to Admiral Ray. In the opening battle, a Neo Zeon mobile suit is damaged. Shao orders the mobile suit to be abandoned. That mobile suit is equipped with a Psychoframe. The Psychoframe is then recovered and analyzed before being installed in the new Gundam. This development is also recreated in the game you see engaged. At the climax of the second Hathaway's Flash movie, the mass production type new Gundam fulfills its purpose without being destroyed. Then, Lane and the Earth's Federation soldiers surrender to Maki, and the story ends. In other words, Maki obtained both the mass production type new Gundam and the Psychoframe. Some people might think that Maki is an illegal organization, making it impossible for them to reuse parts from officially adopted Earth's Federation weapons. However, the Gundam is a product of Anaheim Electronics, so it was likely manufactured to the same standards. It isn't clear whether the Gundam has a direct technical connection to the new Gundam. Its name suggests that it is a successor to Admiral's new Gundam, but it isn't clear if they are technically connected. The Alizas, the test machine for the Penelope, used the mass production type new Gundam. Additionally, the novel states that the Penelope is influenced by the technology of previous Gundam type mobile suits. Given this context, it would not be surprising if the Gundam and the new Gundam were technically connected. Therefore, it is possible that parts from the mass production type new Gundam could be attached to the Gundam. Furthermore, Maki has lost a large amount of its supplies. In the first movie, a shuttle carrying supplies was destroyed. Short on resources, Maki is in such a desperate situation that they must make use of everything they can. Let's look forward to seeing a new form of the Gundam in the third movie. Some fans may feel uneasy after hearing everything up to this point. They may be concerned that supernatural events caused by the Psychoframe's mysterious abilities will occur in the third movie. These supernatural phenomena are elements that strongly divide opinions among fans. In Shah's counterattack, this element was only used at the very end of the climax. In contrast, supernatural phenomena caused by the Psychoframe were used throughout Gundam Unicorn. Because of this, many fans hope that Hathaway's Flash will not rely too heavily on supernatural elements. However, I don't think there's any reason to worry about that. The basis for this can be found in the official setting material collection, Mechanical World. In an interview, Seiichi Nakatani, the mechanical animation director and member of the mechanical design staff, said the following. In Hathaway's Flash, we stage things so that elements like Psychomil do not leave a strong impression on the audience. We are producing it in a way that minimizes expressions that feel like supernatural phenomena. Based on his comments, it is safe to conclude that the Gundam will not gain the ability to cause supernatural phenomena. The Gundam is, of course, the main character of the story. It is almost certain that it will be given new equipment or new form in the final film. A glimpse of that can be seen in the new phase revealed in the movie's climax. Thank you for watching until the end. I hope to see you again in the next program.